Hey Daredevil fans, back here with another review. I'm reviewing issue 30. This is a great issue in a great series. It's just really awesome right now. Hop on this if you haven't already. I don't want this channel to turn into just a gush fest over how great this series is. I'm the first one to be critical when a not good issue comes along, but it's been a while, especially this current arc right now with Matt Murdock in prison. It's great. Look at this cover. Marco Checchetto is such a great artist. All he has to do is draw Elektra sitting there and it looks good. So it's going to be a spoiler review. Go out, go buy it. So getting into the story now. Really great stuff. And so it opens with Mike Murdock, who's supposed to be pretending he's blind because he's posing as Matt Murdock. He just walks into Butch's office. People are helping moving him in. And he's just shouting, "Damn, Butch, this place looks great." And he goes like, "Could you please at least pretend that you're blind?" You even have the detail that one of the moving people is looking at him like he's supposed to be blind. So doing a very bad job being inconspicuous. And saying that pretty much Izzy wants Butch to take care of the new Daredevil, which is Elektra. And so this comic does a great job balancing all the side characters. Like, take notes if you've got stories with a ton of characters and they all need to add something to the story and they all need to be important. This is a great series of reference. So this is art by Mike Hawthorne, who is the best fill-in artist for this series. Mike Hawthorne, and his art just keeps getting better. So the last time I saw him a couple issues ago for the King in Black tie-in stuff, it was pretty good. Now this looks really good. It just keeps getting better. So when Marco Checchetto can't do the whole issue, yeah, I prefer Mike Hawthorne doing the fill-in art. Daredevil got himself stabbed in the ending of the last issue, and I like this interaction. He did survive, he did not die, but he's in the hospital. And he sees Kirsten, and she just says, "You dummy," and for getting himself stabbed. Then Foggy and Cole North walk in. Haven't seen Detective Cole North in a while. And then he immediately says, "You dummy," and she says, "I already covered that." But pretty much, they brought this woman from the FBI who says that the warden of the prison could be using the prisoners for more than legal prison labor, and they want Matt, or Daredevil, to be the one to find out what's going on, and this could take a lot off of his sentence, possibly free him. They all think he should take the deal, and he says, "I'll do it, I'll help you, but I'm serving my full term." And all of them are just shocked. Foggy's face palming right near, and he's just being so stubborn, but he really wants to believe the system works. He's going to do his full time, and it's incredibly compelling too that he's even sitting in a hospital nursing a stab wound because he's in prison, and he still wants to stay in prison. But since he's Daredevil, he's Matt Murdock, he still wants to help and do something like bust a potential crime here committed by the warden. Then we're going to cut to Elektra. She's training this little girl, Alice. I really love her thought bubbles here. I'm going to read them right here. "It's good seeing Alice smile. I rarely smiled at her age with similar tragedies," which raises the question, what exactly am I doing here? Training helped me deal with the death of my mother, the distance of my father, but there was no end to it. No point where I could say, this is enough, where happiness crept in. Alice isn't me, so how far do I take her down this path? And then she says, "Are you ready for some action?" So kind of already like, okay, done with training, let's go do something cool. Get a quick page of Kingpin finally putting the moves on Typhoid Mary, going out on a date. And then we got Elektra in her awesome Daredevil costume. Alice is wearing just this really basic like hoodie and little mask. And they walk up to this club, and she just says, "Let us in." And he's like, "Why would I do that, Daredevil?" And she takes down her mask and says, "Because my name is Elektra Nachios, and I own the building." And they're like, "Oh, okay, well, you get to come in." And Alice says the same thing I say, which is, "Why did you just reveal your identity? You're supposed to have like a secret identity." And she has this bit in here that says, "Neither of my identities have anything to fear. They create fear." And I said, that was lame. I love secret identities. And it's weird and ironic to me. It's trying to do the right thing by following in Matt Murdock's footsteps, yet something fundamental to Matt is not revealing his identity. And she just did that. So breaking some Daredevil Code 101 right there. So I wasn't really a fan of that. Word's going to spread. Everyone's going to know that the new Daredevil is Elektra, and we're going to lose out on that dynamic of a secret identity. That's kind of a bummer. I'm going to keep going. Inside the nightclub, get this John Wick type scene. Really great colors, the lighting. Meets up with Butch, he was doing illegal activity, and he already got word. It's like, hey, the news travels fast, you're Elektra. I think the doorman texted him. So he's pretty much saying like, hey, thanks for... I was kind of confused that Elektra's so rich. Like, she owns the nightclub. She has a bit where she says she owns like 90% of Hell's Kitchen. And that led me to think like, then why does Hell's Kitchen suck so bad if you own so much of it? But then I remembered she recently acquired a ton of wealth from that earlier story arc where Matt helped her rob the Stromwind. So maybe she recently bought a lot of property in Hell's Kitchen. And first thing she did was lower a ton of rent. Butch is thanking her for that because that means they have more spending money. More money to come over to the club, buy some more drinks, more money to spend on, illegal drugs, that sort of stuff. And then she has to throw down with this muscle that Izzy sent to Butch. This guy who looks like Jason, this enormous dude with a sword. He just starts clobbering her, and her little blunt side bouncing off of him. She disarms him with the sword right here. Then a guard says like, who the hell are you, to Alice, and tries to hit him with the staff, but he catches the staff and just backhands her. So training didn't help very much there. Elektra's getting her ass kicked. She has this bit where she probably thinks for a split second she can stab him through the chest with her sai, then remembers that it's blunt. She says this would be over if I could just gut him. Matt and his infantile rules. So whenever she makes excuses for herself, it's never going to be excuses for herself. She's going to shift the blame to Matt because she's trying to play by his rules, so she'll never accept responsibility for, not being able to kill this guy. It's like, just take him down without killing him. But he backhands her, and a really good motion, really good effect right there. And then Alice, she hits the guy in the frickin' back of the head with the staff. She's crying, you see right there. You can tell in the picture it's red in the mark where he backhanded her in the face, so she's getting very emotional. And Elektra's getting choked out by the big guy, and she has these thought bubbles. You don't need pointy metal to finish this monster off. You're Elektra Nachios. I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, yeah, you're Elektra. You're always talking such a big game. Just take him out. And then, bang, right there. Alice took the gun from the guard, and she just murdered that guy. Elektra's like, whoa, damn. And she's kind of goes faint, crying for committing murder. It wasn't really murder, he just disappeared. Apparently he was some sort of hand enforcer. Ends with Cole North telling Daredevil that he should take the deal and stop being stubborn. Daredevil looks like he's actually thinking about it now. And right here too, Kingpin's working out, he's in a good mood, just had a date. He has a fitness trainer. I was like, I don't see that very often. I really like seeing superheroes, or in this case a supervillain, working out in the gym sometimes, staying in shape. And I was like, oh, he has a fitness trainer. I never see that. That's cool. Good detail. Once again, great with the details. Then they receive a call. Bullseye is free. Tells Fisk on the phone that the experiment worked, just not in the way he wanted. I think Wilson Fisk was using the scientists at Ravencroft to make him docile, to have Kingpin able to control him. But maybe they just superpowered him, but without the control. So now Bullseye is free, and that is where the issue ends. There's cover for next issue. Very weird. And yeah, so just a great comic, great balance of the characters. The subplot with Elektra training the little girl is becoming more and more important. I'm starting to see why Chip Zdarsky brought that in. Great writer, Chip Zdarsky. He's doing a great job with this series. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next, especially with Bullseye, Daredevil's nemesis, coming into it. Can't wait to see Bullseye and the new Daredevil throwdown. Now that everyone will know that that's Elektra, we'll get that tension of Bullseye versus Elektra. So can't wait to see what happens next. Thanks for watching this video, and it's your watch time and liking, subscribing. It's the only hope my micro channel has of ever growing. So please comment below and tell me what you think of Daredevil. I love starting conversations like that. So thanks for watching. Bye.